Hey, so I live in a camper, if a lot of you don't know. And I have no... Oh, I got 55 minutes of video left here. But this is a heater that I bought at Lowe's about 3 or 4 years ago. It's got like a little fireplace design in it. And I think I gave like $65. And it puts out pretty good heat. It's got a setting of 750 watts and 1500 watts. You can set it. You can just burn the light if you want, if you just want the fire to go. And that works out pretty well. But it is negative 8-degree wind chill outside, and tonight we're supposed to get another 6 degrees. The actual temperature, I believe, is 9. So I went out to Harbor Freight last year, and I bought this guy right here. I think it was like 19 bucks. The only thing that I don't like about this Harbor Freight heater is it's got a 45-second like dial timer that ticks down, and it goes off after 45 minutes, so you constantly got to reset it. And the other thing is, I thought it was a fan when I bought it, and I didn't read the box or anything. I just said 19 bucks, throw it in the cart, you know. So I bought this thing, but when you turn it on, it is brighter than the sun. All right, so it's not something you want to have in your bedroom. But one of the cool things is it's a radiant heater, so it puts out heat. It's basically like having a shop light in your house. Is the way I mean, it's really bright. If you're doing something where you need an extra light, it's good, but I wouldn't recommend it for like sleeping at night. But the other thing is, it has like 2 different settings. That's the low setting. You can see that the light changed. And this is the high setting. And it also has an oscillate mode. Let me see if I can get it on the oscillate mode here. Yeah. So now it's oscillating back and forth. These are just little things that I do in the RV. So between this heater, that heater, and the propane, and I never run these. If I leave the camper and I'm going into town or something, or going to a job, it's 100% propane. I'll never leave an electric heater on when I leave the house, mainly because I don't need my damn camper burning to the ground, right? So as long as I'm here and I'm able to monitor these, it's fine. And these things put out a lot of heat to where my propane doesn't run all the time. My propane will run about half the time running these 2 heaters. And we got, where I live at, is really cheap electricity. So you got really high electricity. I don't know what you'll do, but. So, and normally I'll keep that one on the fireplace over there on 1500 watts. And I'll put this one on the low setting, and then it won't pop my breaker. Because if you run 2 heaters at 1500 watts in a 30 amp camper, I tend to blow more breakers. So I'm running 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, about 2100 watts between these 2 heaters. And that's about maximum that you can do to heat your camper along with the propane. All right, so let's step outside here for a second, show you something else. As you can see, it's cold. But we installed this in our camper last year when the hot water tank went out. This is a RV Part Pro tankless hot water heater. I love this thing, and it's cold outside. Right now it is, like I said, it's 8 degrees, wind chill. Look, I don't know if you can see it, but the snow is starting to come down again. So this is probably the biggest storm since 2011 they're talking about out here in Oklahoma. But got the RV Part Pro. As I walked outside, I let just enough cold air in where the propane heater kicked on, where those other 2 are. But I want to show you how I kind of hook up to the water main out here. Last night, I had a freeze up, and now I run heat tape, and I've got this wrapped up. This is PEX pipe that runs up into the back of the camper, and you see I've got the heat tape. It's wrapped all the way up into the camper in the back. This thing broke out, and I could put some foam or something in there, but that all broke out. That is nice and warm all the way down. You can see it's kind of melting the snow. The other thing about snow is you add about 1 our layer of insulation for every inch of snow that's on top of your line. So it's best to, once it gets covered up and you know it's heated, it's best to keep it underground so it's not exposed to the wind chill. As long as the ground temperature is relatively warm, underneath at the ground level it's staying at about 31, 32 degrees, while it is, you know, -8 up on top of the snow, and plus the wind chill is not affecting it. So normally, I'll let you see the well here. This is just an old tarp I just put over the top. As you can see, I've got the heat tape wrapped all the way up through the pump, and I've got it wrapped around the top. If you freeze up, it's typically, you're going to freeze up right here. You're going to freeze up somewhere in your nozzles. You know, a lot of times I'll take this off, but this year I didn't. But just by putting this, because you got the wind chill, right? If the wind hits this, it'll drop this metal down to freezing faster as long as the air temperature is below freezing. And what I'm saying here is, if the air temperature is 32 degrees and the wind chill is 20, all right, your water's not going to freeze up. But if the air temperature is below freezing, the wind chill will freeze your pipes that are exposed. And you can see this little part up here is exposed. And this is actually pretty warm in there. Just by putting this tarp over, you eliminate the wind chill and you allow that heat to stay around your water spout. So you don't have to have anything major to cover it up. This is just an old waste management tarp I bought at Lowe's. It's one of those trash bags you put over the top. But as long as you got some cover and you're keeping the wind off of your exposed pipes, you probably won't freeze up, at least to -10. All right, I think I've been out here at -18, but it wasn't -18 for very long. So now let's go inside and I'll show you the tankless hot water heater. Cool thing about a tankless hot water heater is that you can take unlimited hot showers as long as you you know, have the propane. It'll run as long as you got propane. And I like that living in a camper, because sailor shower when it's 18 degrees outside isn't nearly as fun as taking a shower as long as you want to. All right, so let's go back inside here, kick off the snow off my feet. There's the heat again, and there is a huge difference. I bet you there's got to be at least 70-degree temperature change between outside and inside. The other thing is keeping your doors open on your cabinets on your camper. So you keep these doors open, and I can put a fan through there. If it is extremely windy outside, you're more likely to, you know, maybe freeze your pipes up, because in a camper they actually run up against your wall all the way down, depending on what side it is and who designed the camper. This is a J-Flight Jayco. This is a Jayco camper, a 2008. So let's walk on back here. I want you to take a look at the hot water. All right, right now this thing has an automatic freeze protection built into it. So this is the RV Port Pro that I showed you on the outside a while ago, and the current water temperature in the tankless hot water tank is 44 degrees. Now, as soon as I turn the water on, you're going to see a fan. You're going to see 3 different lights come on. Over here, I think, is the flame. You got a fan. So I'm going to turn the water on now, and you'll watch how quickly the water temperature heats up. It may give me an error code because it's so cold outside. Okay, everything kicked on like it should. And now that tankless hot water tank is instantly making that cold water that's coming through the pipe, bringing it up to 118, 122, and I've got it set at 100, and it's getting a little higher because this is the water that's actually in the pipe. So the heat tape, that's pretty hot right there. I'm telling you what, that's some hot water. But it'll come back down to 123 here in just a second. And you see it's cooling back down. And it's set at 123 degrees, right? So the more flow I got at, that's the maximum that this thing will do. But that's a pretty decent temperature. I like to be around 114 right there. So you can set this at any temperature you want. Like 114, it's 116. I got it set at 100, but if I wanted to set it down to 116, for instance, once everything stabilizes in the system, this hot water tank automatically will heat it to exactly 116 degrees, or really close to it when it's cold outside. But like I said, it's 8 degrees outside right now. So I can turn the flow down maybe a little bit. There we go, we're getting up there now. And it is at 116 degrees. That is like the perfect temperature for me to take a shower at. It's maybe a little hot for some people. Some people might like it around 105, 107. But I can take as long as the shower as I want in an RV at 116 degrees with an RV Part Pro tankless hot water heater. So with that said, now I just turned it off and the fan will stay on for a little bit. You might hear a little bit of rumble up underneath. But I'm telling you what, in the wintertime, these things are awesome. You do have to check them every once in a while when the temperature gets way below. You'll have an E1 code, and you need to catch that immediately so your tank doesn't freeze up. But they have a built-in heater that keeps it around 44 degrees if it gets really cold outside. But the RV Part Pro, the only negative I can say is that sometimes that emergency heater that's supposed to kick on doesn't kick on. It gives you an E1 error code. So if you're at the camper, you know, always come in here and check that temperature from time to time to make sure that your water doesn't freeze up in your hot water tank. All right, does that make any sense? I'm gonna end this video, and that's just some tips and tricks about living in a camper when it's 8 degrees outside or -20. All right, have yourself a good day, and I'll see you next time.